Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to use ER9b, which is a stereo pair rectifier. It is very important to rectify your images before trying to use create a depth map. Very important. So here in this video I'm going to explain how to download ER9b and also how to use it. So if you go onto my blog at 3D Stereo Photo, click on that 3D software tab and then go down until you reach, you see Ugosoft 3D 9x64. So 6, 7, 8, 9, here it is. Click on that. It takes you to Dropbox. And then there should be a link over there on the right, upper right, to download. There it is. So download, direct. So yeah, it's downloading. So here it is. Okay, yeah, I must have done it before, so let's get rid of the extra ones. Okay, so that's what you should see. So double click on that to extract. So I'm just going to extract it right here. Okay, here it is. So ER9b_test is a test directory. ER9b, this one is the exec, and this is a manual for ER9b, which I mean, I recommend you read it just to get acquainted with the software. So anyway, you need to go in there and you need to change this guy, the batch file. So if I open it up, this path to the executable has to be changed. So let's do that. Let me get out of here. So the executable is in here. So to get the path, you just click on this and you copy this. Then you go back into the test directory, edit that batch file, and paste the path here. So like this. So okay, you're all set here. So let's save this and let's get out. So what you now should do is check to make sure that it's working. So this is the batch, and there should be an input file somewhere, ER9b input. So just double click on the batch file and make sure that it actually runs. Okay, so it went through, you're all set. So now, if you want to use your own stereo pair, what you can do is you copy this guy. You just copy it at the same level. So now you have a copy. And let's get rid of all the output, and then we can put our own images there. So let's get rid of everything except those two here. That's all you need. Let's get rid of all this stuff. And then we are going to put our own image. So let's delete. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a stereo pair from an old stereo card. All stereo cards are all over the place, but usually I go to the Library of Congress, and you just pick one that looks kind of nice with a good contrast and doesn't look completely washed out, like this one. This one is nice. So then I can just what I do is that I download the best quality possible image. In this case, it's a TIFF file. So I'm going to press go to download. And then I'm going to load into the GIMP and separate the left and right images. Okay, so now let's go into the GIMP. So here I've already loaded the stereo pair. So now I'm gonna basically create the left and the right images using the rectangle select tool. So here I'm gonna do the left one. So what I do is that I just try to select a rectangle that kind of makes sense. Doesn't have to be too perfect. I try to get as much as possible of the image, as much as possible. Yeah. I think this is I don't know. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that's good. So let's crop this guy. So then you go to crop to selection, and then I'm gonna export. I'm gonna export as image underscore L dot PNG. Export. Okay, so now let's go back. Let's go back to before the selection. Okay, so now I'm going to select the other side. Select tool, tool options. And this is the size, 2392 by 2176. So now I'm going to use a fixed size for the rectangle. And I'm going to use, and of course I don't remember what it is, 2392 times, but you can always, this is this one, hold on, this one, just to see the size, 2392 by 2176. Okay. So let me get rid of this one, close view. So now I'm back. So 2392 times 2176. Let's make sure. 2392 times 2176. Okay. Yeah, you want to make sure the left. Or did I just load it? No, I don't want that. So let's close it. 2392 by 2176. Yes, that's right. So what you do is that you just put it on the right side. Doesn't matter if it's super aligned, but you know, should be good. And you crop. And you export as image R for right. Export. And I'm just going to make sure that the two images are of the same size, just to be on the safer side. So let's see. So this is the left. 2392 by 2176, and the right 2392 by 2176. So they are the same. Okay, so we are done here. Let's actually, you can close all the views. Okay, so now let's let's open those two as layers just to see. So let's zoom in and see how they look like. Already you can see that there's one that's sharper than the other. And let's see the alignment. It's not too bad. But we're going to align it anyway. At this point, you might want to sharpen one of the two. You may want to sharpen that one, the left one. What you do is that you go to Filters, Enhance, Sharpen. You can do that a few times. So now let's sharpen the other one, because now this one is a bit blurry. So Filter, Enhance, Sharpen. That's pretty good. What you can do is also despeckle. So let's despeckle that one. So despeckle. You can do it a few times, but yeah, I'm just going to do it once. And then despeckle the other one. Enhance, despeckle. Okay. So now we can just override them. I don't know why it takes so long. It's not, those images are not that big. Anyway, so let's make sure to save the other one, the left one. Okay. Just make sure that you save the left one as the left one, and the right one as the right one. Don't switch them around. Okay. So that's, I mean, you could try to improve the quality of each of the two slides, but I think it's good enough. Okay. So let's get out. Okay, now let's go back to, so we're going to bring the two images into our into that directory that we copied, this one. And at this point, let's we are pretty much ready to run ER9b. But before we do that, let's look at the input file just to be sure. So the first two lines are the left and right images, and the next two are the outputs. So let's rename them so that it matches what we have. And I use image underscore L for the left, image underscore R for the right. For the output, I'm gonna call them rect image rect for rectified, and rect image underscore R. And that's it. The other stuff, don't worry about it. So yeah, let's save that. and let's run ER9b. Let's see what happens. Double click on the batch file. Yep, it does work. So what happens here is finding the features on each image, and then he's going to try to match them. And from there, he can compute a homography. Yeah, so here you can see the features on each image, and he's going to try to match them. It takes a bit of time. I mean, the larger the image, the longer it's going to take. I think this stereo pair, the size of each image is about 2400 by 2400, so it's pretty big. Okay, so now he has found matches, and then he's going to get rid of the wrong matches. So here he's found the matches. So here in that output there's some interesting stuff. The mean vertical disparity error, which is at 0.6. Usually you want that to be under 1. It means that when he's looking at the matches, the difference with respect to y is on average less than 0.6 pixel, which is good. You want to be under 1 pixel if possible. The next two lines, the min disp, max disp, usually you want to use that second line, because the first line may have some outliers. So the second line gets rid of the outliers, and you get a more accurate range. And that min disp and max disp, that's what you input to the depth map generator. So that's important to keep track of those numbers. But those numbers, you can also find them in one of the output files. Here, this branch, it should have the second line. You see, minus 83, 118. So if you get rid of that command prompt, you can still have access to those two values, minus 83, 118. Okay, so here I've just loaded the left and right rectified images into GIMP. Here they are. We can zoom in just to see better. Yeah, when you process all stereo cards, you're always going to have differences between the two images in terms of dust and speck, and also the luminosity is going to be completely different. Like here, one is pretty bright, and the other one is even brighter. So it's always different. which should be fine for the depth map generator. It should be no problem. Of course, it's better if you don't have change of illumination, but it's not a big deal because we are mostly using the gradient when we compute the depth maps. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video right here, and the next video is gonna explain how to use the depth map generator, and it's gonna be the depth map generator which I'm gonna use is DMAG5. So until then, see ya. Oops, I forgot to say something. Yeah, you don't have to use my software to rectify images. You can use for instance, Stereo Photo Maker. So let me launch Stereo Photo Maker, but it's much better if you change the way it does the adjustment, the automatic adjustment. So if you go into the preferences and then the tab adjustment, you should always have this one checked, better precision slow. By default, it's not checked, and sometimes the rectification is not as good as it should be. But if you use the better precision slow algorithm, you will get much better rectification. So if you want to use Stereo Photo Maker to align, no problem, but make sure that you go into Edit, Preferences, and change and check that better precision slow algorithm. Very important. Okay, so I'm done. See you later. Bye.